Hello, y'all. How's it going? Oh my goodness. We are on this lockdown. You're at home. I know you're frustrated. I know you're bored. I know you don't understand why you have to do homework still, but it is okay. And it's Motivation Monday. So I'm going to give you a little nugget for motivation today because I know you're frustrated that you're in the house. And then we're going to get into our reading, okay? So, you're at home, you're frustrated, you don't understand what's going on in the world. I don't know what's going on in the world. We all are lost. We're all are confused. But I want to tell you one thing. I want to tell you that it's important to stay calm. Okay? Stay calm. And you're like, Mr. McMillian, how can I stay calm and all this stuff is going on? But I want to tell you, if you stay calm, things will be so much easier and so much better. Love on your family members, love on your friends. Right now, you get to spend some time at home to rest and spend time with the people that you love, and that is so important. So try and stay calm, try and find peace. If you play video games, then do that. If you like to make TikTok videos, then do that. Do whatever makes you feel at ease and make you feel calm so that way you're not stressing out and overwhelmed, okay? Because we are in this together. Trust me, we are a team. We got this. Even though we are not meeting face to face today, I'm here for you and I still have your back. Understand? All right, good. All right, so I'm here for you. I still got your back and we're going to get through this. We got about 2, maybe 3 weeks, but we're going to do it the same format and we're going to move right along. Are we ready? Let's get started. So, what we're getting ready to read, we're going to read a story called Raymond's Run. This is how I'm going to do it today. I'm going to read the story. I'm going to pause for you to annotate. I'm also going to pause to make some connections to the text. And then that way you'll be able to be able to write on your own paper for the annotations. Remember, I'm looking for 10 annotations. You want this annotations to be so good so you'll be able to write at the end of the week. Because Friday, you're writing your response, your 2 to 3 paragraph response. But you're going to use textual evidence. And how do we get that textual evidence? By using what we've annotated, using the evidence that we found. What type of annotations do we look for? What are we using? Schema, questioning, predictions, inferences, summarizing. These are all reading strategies that you could use, metacognitive strategies that you could use while you're reading to annotate. I don't care which ones you use. I don't care if you use schema a thousand times. I want to see that you are constantly annotating as you're reading and you're making it worthwhile. All right? You want to make your reading important. You want to make it worth it. Okay? All right, let's get into it. So, Raymond's Run. I don't have much work to do around the house, like some girls. Mother does that. I don't have to earn my pocket money by hustling. George runs errands for the big boys and sells Christmas cards. And anything else that got to get done, my father does. All I have to do in life is mind my brother Raymond, who is enough. Reminds me of my little sister. When I was 10 years old, making a connection. When I was about 10 years old, my little sister was born, and I remember growing up having to really look after her and take care of her and protect her. And that's what it reminds me of. That first little paragraph made me use some schema to connect to myself as to how I am with my little sister. All right, let's keep reading. Sometimes I sip and say, my little brother Raymond, but as any fool can see, he's much bigger and he's older too. But a lot of people call him my little brother because he needs looking after, because he's not quite right. And a lot of smart mouths got lots to say about that too, especially when George was minding him. But now, if anyone has anything to say about Raymond, anything to say about his big head, they come by me. And I don't play the dozens or believe me in standing around with somebody in my face doing a lot of talking. I much rather just knock you down and take my chances, even if I am a little girl with skinny arms and a squeaky voice, which is how I'm got my name, Squeaky. And if things get too rough, I run. As anybody can tell you, I'm the fastest thing on 2 feet. There's no track meet that I don't win the first place medal. I used to win the 20-yard dash when I was a little kid in kindergarten. Nowadays, it's the 50-yard dash, and tomorrow I'm set to run the quarter-meter relay all by myself and come in first, second, and third. The big kids call me Mercury because I'm the swiftest thing in the neighborhood. Everybody knows that, except two people know better, my father and me. He could beat me to Amsterdam Avenue with me having two fire hydrant head starts, and him running with his hands in his pockets and whistling. But that's private information. Because can you imagine some 35-year-old man stuffing himself into pile shorts to race little kids? So far as everyone's concerned. I'm the fastest that goes for Gretchen, too. Who who has put out the tale that she is going to win in the first place medal this year. Ridiculous. In the second place, she got short legs. Question. Okay, here goes where I will add a question. Pause. I noticed that the language in this text is a little different. Why is the language so different, do you think? Why does it have a kind of a flow to it? Why does it have a kind of a twang to it? You notice that? As she's discussing her relationship with her father, as she's discussing her relationship with her brother, she noticed as she talks. Interesting. It's very different from the other readings that we've done. It reminds me a lot of Dear Martin, but it also reminds me a little bit of The Outsiders. Maybe just in the way it's in first person and how they're talking about everything. Interesting. Let's get back up. In the third place, she got freckles. In the first place, no one could beat me. And that's there all to it. I'm standing on the corner admiring the weather and about to take a stroll down Broadway so I can practice my breathing exercises. And I've got Raymond walking on the inside close to the buildings because he's subject to fits of fantasies and start thinking he's in a circus performer and that the curb is a tightrope strung high in the air. And sometimes, after a rain, he likes to step down off the tightrope right into the gutter and slosh around getting his shoes and cuffs wet. Then I get hit when I get home. Or sometimes I don't watch him. And he dashes across the traffic to the island in the middle of Broadway and gives the pigeons a fit. Question. Okay, this is a question for you. Do you have younger siblings? And have you ever found the fact or found it in a time where you were the one that had to take care of them? You were the one that had to look after them at their every move, and if they mess up, it's your fault. I've been there. I've been there with my little brother. My little brother, I remember one time he did something and he got in trouble, and because I was the one to watch him, I got in trouble too. It isn't fair, and I don't let him forget it. Then I have to go behind him apologizing to all the old people sitting around trying to get some sun and get all upset with pigeons fluttering around them, scattering their newspapers and upsetting the wax paper lunches in their laps. So I keep Raymond on the inside of me. He plays like he's driving stagecoach, which is okay by me so long as he doesn't run me over or interrupt my breathing exercises, which I have to do on an account if I'm serious about my running and I don't care who knows it. Now, some people like to act like things come easy to them. Won't let on they. Oh, sorry, I messed up. Now, some people like to act like things come easy to them and won't let on that they actually practice. Not me. I'll high prance down 34th Street like a rodeo pony to keep my knees strong, even if it does get to my mother uptight. So that she walks ahead like she's not with me or don't even know me. It's all by herself on a shopping trip, and I'm somebody else's crazy child. So the mom pretty much saying like, "Oh my God, you're embarrassing me. I'm gonna just keep walking ahead so no one knows that you're with me." Now you take Cynthia Proctor, for instance. She's just the opposite. If there's a test tomorrow, she'll say something like, "Oh, I guess I'll just play handball this afternoon and watch television tonight." Just to let you know that she ain't thinking about the test. Or like last week when she won the spelling bee for the millionth time. A good thing you got received, Squeaky, because I got it all wrong. I completely forgot about the spelling bee, and she clutched the lace of her blouse like it was a narrow escape. Oh, brother. But of course, when I pass her blouse on early morning trots around the music class around the block, she's practicing the scales on her piano over and over and over. Then in music class, she always lets herself get bumped around, and so she falls accidentally on purpose on the piano stool, and then she surprises to find herself sitting there as she decides to just fun to try out the old keys. And what do you know? Chopin waltzes decides to just spring out of her fingertips, and she's the most surprised thing in the world. A regular prodigy. I could kill people like that. I stay up all night studying the words for spelling bees, and you can see me any time of the day practicing running. I never walk if I can trot, and shame on Raymond if he can't keep up. But of course he does, 'cause he hangs in shame. He hangs back sometimes, liable to walk up to him and get smart and take his allowance from him or ask him where he got that big pumpkin head. People are so stupid sometimes. So people are pretty much picking on him. So as he's going about his business every single day, people are picking on him. They're teasing him because he's different. Um, what do you think could possibly be the differences with Raymond? Comment below. What could be the thing that Raymond is that he might have that might make people look at him just a little different? I don't know. So I'm strolling down Broadway, breathing out and breathing in on the count of seven, which is my lucky number. And here comes Gretchen and her sidekicks Mary Louise, who used to be a friend of mine when she first moved to Harlem from Baltimore and got beat up by everybody till I took up for her in an account of my mother and her mother used to sing in the same choir when they were young girls. But people ain't grateful, so now she hangs out with the new girl Gretchen and talks about me like a dog. And Rosie, who is fat as I am skinny and has a big mouth where Raymond is concerned, and is too stupid to know that there is not a big deal of difference between her and Raymond, and that she can't afford to throw stones. So they are steady coming up Broadway, and I see right away that it's going to be one of those Dodge City scenes, because the street ain't that big, and they're close to the buildings just as we are. First, I think I'll step in the candy store and look over the new comics and let them pass. But that's chicken. And I've got a reputation to consider. So then I think I'll just straighten on through them and even over them, look over them if necessary. But as they get me, they slow down, and I'm ready to fight. Because, like I said, I don't feature a whole lot of chit chat. I much prefer to just knock you down right there and jump and save everybody out of the precious time. You signing up for the Mayday races? Smiles Mary Louise. Only if it's not a smile at all. A dumb question like that doesn't deserve any answers. Besides, there's just me and Gretchen standing there near, really. So, no use to waste my breath talking to the shadows. I don't think you're going to win this time, says Rosie, trying to signify with her hands on her hips, all salty, completely forgetting that I have whipped her behind many times for less than that. Break. This reminds me of a time, this is my schema connection to self. This reminds me of a time, there was this one kid when I was in school who won the costume contest every year. I was so mad. I said, how did this kid constantly win the costume contest? This is not fair. This is rigged. You know, this kid, mind you, this kid was so dope at the costume contest that he would never come to school. Like never come to school because he knew that he was gonna win. So he would not come in the beginning, but he would come when it was time for the Halloween march or parade because he knew he was gonna win. I used to get so jealous. I was like, I can't believe this kid really just won this costume contest. Um, and I was like, this is not fair. This is completely not fair. Like, and so I was like, I'm gonna win next time. And I remember I dressed up as the Tin Man, and my mother came to school that year, and she bought me my Tin Can costume, and she made me look just like the Tin Can from the Wizard of Oz.